What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another third-party review, and today we're taking a look at the Perfect Effect PC-02 Combiner Wars upgrade kit. This is the one for, obviously, Menasor. I'm not sure what it'll look like on YouTube. My camera's showing this is blue. It is most definitely purple. For comparison, here's the Combiner Wars Menasor, one of his fists, which is definitely purple, not blue, as it shows up on the camera. But yeah, so this is an upgrade kit to give some proper feet versus these things for your Combiner Wars. Now the one thing I want to note, well, I think the feet are a huge improvement to, you know, this thing. I honestly don't think the hands are all that much of an improvement. I think this looks fine. It's big and bulky. I actually think these little fingers look a little bit stupid. Yeah, I really just don't care for them. Each one of them is articulated at two different parts. You do have the knuckle, and then, like, I guess the other knuckle. You got these and those, but whatever. It's articulated like that. I don't like how they look. I actually do prefer the Combiner Wars hands. The feet, no brainer. This is terrible. This is my reason to buy this kit, is these. And they do come in the black color, and I believe there is a special white release for Superion. So these will work with any Combiner Wars character. Yeah, if you want, so just gotta get the appropriate color. Unfortunately, purple really only works for, I guess, Cyclonus and, or whatever they're calling him, Galvatronus and Menasor. And the thing about these is, to make them somewhat more interesting, they've gone ahead and added sort of a transformation, I guess, to them. It's not terribly interesting, in my opinion. So, you take this, and if we can get it, we split this apart, just like that. Take this, and it kind of comes up like this. This comes down, and then they take this and close it up just like that, and there's your double-barreled blaster, I suppose. I mean, the hands converting like this aren't horrible. From one side, they're not terribly convincing. From this side, it doesn't actually look too bad. Let's take Mr. Outcast here, and we can arm him up like that. And of course, you know, because you've got your Combiner Wars guys with their holes in various locations, if we do take these apart just like this again and bring this around like so, you could just, you know, plug it right into the roof of the car if that is your thing. I forgot that hole doesn't necessarily hold very well, but the side of the car, whatever you want to do. I hate putting weapons on the vehicle. So for the feet, you're going to start by taking these apart, and you flip this around, and you flip this little piece on in, and you kind of get in here and you grab this little handle out here, and you kind of got something going on here, like a big chain gun with all this junk hanging off the side. I think that's the part I don't like, is all this extra stuff. It doesn't make sense to me. But once again, we can take our reject here, and he can be given that. The other option they show in the instructions, and there's actually extra ports on here. Whoops, like you got one. Well, let's get this one transformed too. Before we do that, we'll bring that down, bring this thing down, bring this out, and then you actually have the combiner port here, but you do have another peg down here. I suppose this is to peg into your actual Combiner Wars figure in their vehicle mode, because it is intended to connect together like this. So I guess in theory you would put it on like this if your character could hold it. And again, it's just kind of like unnecessary to me. It's nice that they did it. I guess it's better than it just being a foot and not doing anything. But ultimately, for my sensibilities, it doesn't really do anything. And so there we go. We've got our Menasor here wearing his new sneakers and his new hands. Doesn't really help the Lone Wolf stand much, but it certainly makes him look better. Again, I don't know if I care for the hands necessarily over the Combiner Wars, but it's kind of up to you if articulated fingers are your thing. So like I said, if you were paying attention and you missed it, the way this swivels here, I almost wish it was a solid peg, because it doesn't really hold anything very good. The one without a weapon in it is just fine, but if you put a weapon in, this hand is just way too loose. And then just for quick reference, here's what they look like on Defensor here. Just kind of imagine them in black, because that is the only difference. So I think if you're into Combiner Wars, it's a nice upgrade. Of course, when you started throwing in things like Lone Wolf, it gets a little ridiculous. As you can see, it doesn't really help stability a whole bunch, because Defensor just kind of decided he was going to go ahead and take a dive here. You know what it's the fault of? It's these swivel joints. They're just not tight enough. I'm sure it can be fixed, but you know, kind of a pain that as an upgrade it adds instability to this, even though it does make the figure look better. So stay. Whatever. This is T2RX6. I don't know. Get these if you have Combiner Wars and you want to make them look better. Otherwise, skip all these and actually pick up a decent combiner. See you next week.